Clemson just lost to Syracuse in Death Valley, a team that they were a 17.5-point favorite over. Did I say that right? Anyway, Clemson was supposed to beat them by almost 3 touchdowns. They lost by 13 points. Things are falling apart. Clemson's now 1-3. They can't win at home. They can barely win at home now. Now, I'm going to tell you this, Clemson fans, I'm going to give you the moment that you want right now, and that is to vent about Clemson because, and I'm not taking a shot at anyone, call-in shows for the local Clemson channels or local Clemson networks, it's not going to open up until Monday morning. And right now at about 6:40 on a Saturday night, the very Saturday night that Clemson it's awful. It's just terrible. I am going to give y'all the chance to vent about the Clemson Tigers. And I'm going to put that in the comments section here in just a second. All right. I'm going to put this in here. I'm just going to ask you all to help me do something here. Let's try to limit the profanity, please. And if you will, let's try to be decently civil. Okay. But especially, let's just try to keep it from being foul, if you will. I'm now going to throw I'm going to throw the link into the live chat. You should see it any moment. It is in there. First person in, I'm going to go in order. Let's try not to stay. Let's try to go, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and we'll try to let everyone else have their turn. But right now, a lot of people are very, very angry. A lot of people are very, very angry about what is going on. And I get it. This is a major come apart. This is a fall apart. And a lot of people are trying to figure out exactly why. Why is everything going on like this is going? By the way, I just placed the link so you could join here. And by the way, if you're like, hey Brian, I don't want to be on camera, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. You can turn the camera off and just have the sound. I have my first person in here, going to add them to the channel. Who is this?
It's me.
Oh my goodness. Parker Henderson, aka Garrett Riley. This is fantastic. What's going on, dude? You were at the game.
I was hoping I'm driving right now. I was hoping my other sister was going to come in, be here with me. But, watching that, man, it was I'm going to start from the beginning. The refs, I hate blaming stuff on refs, and honestly, I'm not going to call the game for a ref situation, but it did not help whatsoever. There was a lot of holding calls that weren't called. There was roughing the passer calls that was crazy. Roughing with targeting, then they were like, you know what? Guess what? He didn't actually target him, but we're still going to call it roughing. Which was still abominable, like in so many things on that front, right? But I hate to be the one that calls referees, oh, that's the reason we lost. No,
sure,
it didn't help. It didn't help, but it wasn't the reason we lost. We had 500 plus offensive yards.
Yeah.
And we couldn't. I think we threw the ball past 30 yards one time, maybe 20, past 20 yards one time. And I think that was for the touchdown to Bryant Westcott down at the east end zone. And other than that, it was short passes, out to the left, out to the right, our normal that we see every game. Doesn't do anything. Right. But we get yards off of it, but we can't score points, right?
Right.
I saw a comment earlier, and not to call you out, buddy, but Raccoon, he said, CJ Spiller's got to go. Why? Why? Freaking, sorry, I'm driving and talking at the same time. Our running back, I mean, what did he have? 130 yards on 18 carries?
By the way, your sister's here. I'm letting her in.
Oh, God, there he is. What did Randall have? 130 something yards on 18 carries.
Aren't you supposed to be cleaning the attic?
Yeah, he was supposed to be cleaning
why would I mean? This is not a CJ Spiller problem. Sorry, Raccoon, to call you out, but that is such a micro visual there. You got to look macro. You got to look. It is a Garrett Riley situation. We can't have 500 plus yards and have. And I'm gonna call it how it is. We had 14 points. We didn't have 20 points. We had 14 points on 500 yards. Okay, that last score that we had was just the other teams let us in the bag. Okay, we had 14 yards on 500. I'm sorry, 14. That is a Garrett Riley problem. Now,
when you're down,
and unfortunately, I want to say this. I want to say this. I like Dabo. I do not want Dabo to leave. Unfortunately for him, as a CEO, his hiring choices are cause and effect. He hired Riley, and we haven't had anything from that.
I think
about it.
May have lost. Okay, there we go.
Go ahead.
Okay. The issue I have with all this is the fact that on those last two series that we had the ball, we didn't take a shot deep until they were already blitzing 6 and 7 guys. Cade had zero time. To me, it looks like the other team is actually preparing for the game, while
Sorry, my wife was
our
calling me.
team,
Keep going.
our team is looking like, oh, we're Clemson. They're just going to roll over. We have the guys. If Cade wasn't the guy, he wouldn't have had 360 yards. If Randall wasn't the guy, he wouldn't have had 130 yards. He is gaining more yards per carry than any other running back we have had in a very long time. And I'm sorry, Riley's got to go.
In a faster pace. Phil Moffitt had a bunch of yards. What you said earlier, you didn't say it on the show, but what, 3 games? Let's be real, 4 weeks as a running back, and has 100 plus like a game. Come on.
Yeah. And but when we're dinking and dunking, when we are behind 2 scores and we're not actually taking a shot, the most infuriating thing is Tristan Smith is not being utilized at all. He is getting a clean release from the DBs. I mean, and it's like I was telling you earlier, Brian, the basic fundamental thought process for a receiver in college is, if you get a clean release and you've got the guy just standing there at the line trying to figure out where you went, forget what the route was called. You throw your hand up and the ball needs to go to you right then. And I watched Tristan Smith have a clean release multiple times, and he sat it down to a curl. I don't know if Garrett Riley understands that a curl is a medium depth route and is good in situations, but it should not be your main go-to quote deep route. And I mean, we took a shot, and oh my God, we scored a touchdown. I love the first quarter. I love the first quarter where we did it, fake the toss sweep or faked whatever, and Cade snapped around, threw the ball, a little too much air in my opinion, but we got guys that can go get it. but he's got to have time. So that's where I'm at.
When I was a lot younger, I used to play NCAA football with my dad all the time. My dad would put up 550, 600 yards of offense on me, and I'd beat him every time. And that's what we saw today. That reminds me, by the way, Dad, if you're watching this, happy early birthday. Monday, my dad turned 65, so happy birthday, Dad. But he would be sitting here laughing, going, "Oh, there he is talking about it again." My dad liked clock, and we played for years, and that man would run up, I mean, just astronomical numbers on me, but he couldn't get the ball in the end zone. And that's what we saw today. And it's just like we're adding insult to injury. If you look at the stats right now, guys, and anyone else who's watching, like you said, Cade threw the ball 60 times today, completed 37 passes, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Adam Randall, 16 carries, 130 yards. TJ Moore, it's good to see him get going. He was a leading receiver, 8 receptions, 92 yards. Here's the problem, y'all. When you look at this, nothing makes sense. And like I told y'all, I talked to the Hendersons before I did this video. In life, I've had to troubleshoot several situations. I've did it in various careers. And I'm going to tell you, when you troubleshoot something and logical things are not the reason why, there's a massive problem. Like, well, for this, I mean, check this out. Both teams had the ball almost exactly 30 minutes. And they score 34, you score 21. You have 70 more yards of total offense and eclipse the 500-yard mark, and you lose by 13 points. I mean, none of this makes sense. So the big thing for Clemson today is the turnovers. They had an interception. They had a fumble loss. It's just, but still, none of this really makes sense. I'm getting more and more people joining the call here. I'll get to y'all in just a moment.
I want to say this last thing, and then I'll jump because I definitely want to have more people join.
Yeah, me too.
And something that I mentioned earlier, for the last 5 years, our defense has been elite.
Yes.
Has kept us in games, has kept us to have those 10-win seasons. Okay. Has kept us from losing or maybe, whatever. Our defense has had that.
Yes.
Our offense has been the same for the past 5 years. Our defense now, this year, 2025, has now starting to suffer a change. And it's not their fault. They've had 2 coordinators in 3 years. And honestly, the defense is not as good as they played today. Still didn't play terrible. It wasn't best. It could be better. But what I'm saying is I think they're owed one. They're owed one, damn it. Sorry for cussing. But like for 5 years, they've held us.
Yeah.
They've held us from only having 7 wins a season. And for them to do poorly today, and I'm gonna say it, it wasn't the best showing, but they don't have an offense to help them. So it's it's really finally starting to get under the microscope, and that's why I say it's under the microscope. And Garrett Riley is the one calling the plays, as far as we know. And if that's the case, if we cannot have urgency to score, somebody's got to go. And unfortunately, I don't think it's not Dabo Swinney, Coach Swinney.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I said my piece, and I can't wait for the next person.
Yeah, I got you. I just say this real quick. I agree with you 100% there. And it was also interesting to me, Parker and Chase, that as soon as the defense started getting soft last year, they fired Wes. Yep. And to me, I was sitting there going, hold on. You're protecting the thing that has protected us. We need to address the thing that's been undermining the defense. And it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, Well, guys, I appreciate y'all joining. You always are friends of the show. In fact, Chase offered.
Thank you, Brian, for having
Chase
us.
and Parker asked me to go to the game. Chase had a ticket for me today, and I was like, man, I'm just feeling kind of run down. But these guys go way back, guys.
We're gonna hold it against you.
I hope you have hard feelings in your heart towards me. So I appreciate y'all being on here.
I'm driving. I'm gritting my teeth.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see y'all, and thanks for
real before you kick me, kick him because he's got the attic to clean. But the one thing that I noticed and that was really telling was during the fourth quarter video, and the fourth quarter video is great. I mean, and it's supposed to get you hype, and it gets me hype. But our team, there was zero hype. I think whatever's going on, the inner workings behind the scenes that Dabo likes to hold close to his chest, there's something going on. I don't think especially the wide receivers, I don't think they believe in what's going on from a scheming standpoint, a game planning standpoint, and it's telling. And you know, on the sideline to help each other.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, again, none of this is logical. None of this makes sense, and that's just it. No, when it doesn't make sense, that means we have a bigger problem. But it's nuts, man. It is nuts.
All right, buddy.
Well, it's good to talk to you, dude.
Yeah, brother.
You be good. Later.
See you, man.
See ya. All right. It's always good to talk to the Henderson sisters. Next up, I'm telling y'all this. Listen to me. This is lighting up. This is lighting up like my uncle used to light farts during Christmas. So I'm trying to get as many people as I can. CJ Davis is next. Before I pull him in here, just want to say this to everybody. I'm starting to see a bunch of people in here. Tyler, Tiger Red Devil, Larry, Trey Stevens, the one and only Tedo. I got a bunch of people who's going to be up next, guys. I'm going to try to get to you as fast as I possibly can. Just to remind y'all, please, let's just try to keep this as clean as possible. Try to keep it family friendly. CJ, you're next. Hey, dude, how's it going? CJ, are you there?
Yeah, bud.
CJ. Hey, how's it going?
So thank you for having me on. My first question I have for you is everybody needs to be in the offense, but I remember under Venables, we were always in the backfield. We always lost. We were pressuring the quarterback. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm having a difficult time hearing you, but you were. Go ahead.
So my question for you was, in the old days, or not old days, but when we had Venables, we always had tackles for loss. We were always in the backfield. We always were disrupting the quarterback. And everybody is giving all this to Tom Allen. And I'm not bagging him. But when are we going to be the deep? My question is,
say that.
When are we going to
say that last part again? I'm sorry. I think your question is, when are we going to start having tackles for losses? Am I correct?
And everybody loves Tom Allen, but something's not right.
Sure, I get it. Go, keep going. I just want to make sure, because it's been breaking up. I just want to make sure that I answer it in your question in its entirety.
Sorry, Brian, man. We have bad connection, but the point being,
CJ, since it's breaking
in the backfield.
Okay, since it's breaking up, will you do me a favor? You go to that private chat there and just type in your question real quick, because it's breaking up. I think I understand what you're asking, and you're 100% right. about the defense and where it's at right now because, and I see you're typing. I'm going to do my very best to answer this because you waited in line. Everybody else, I'm coming to you here. The question about the defense, that the defense has just basically, this is Tom Allen's first season. And here's what we need to accept as Clemson fans overall is that, as he's typing his question here so I can see it since we have a bad connection, Tom Allen has a pretty good reputation for being an incredible defensive coordinator for years. He's only in game 4. He's taken over a unit that someone had before him for 3 or 4 years. And things aren't looking good. He has the dogs. If anyone tells you that Clemson doesn't have the players, I don't think that they're paying attention there. Now, could we say that the defense has been playing flat? Without a shadow of a doubt. We could definitely say that. The defense looks flat as all get out. There's no emotion. There's no aggressiveness. But they're okay, here we go. Everyone is praising Tom Allen, but we haven't been getting tackles for loss and sacks like we had under Venables. Yes, I agree with that 100%. No, we're not seeing that. And in fact, I don't want Tom Allen fired. I mean, we're 4 games, unfortunately, into the season. We're 1-3. None of us are happy with what's happened. But I think that he probably inherited more of a mess than what he thought. That would be one. And then 2, I will have to say that I haven't been happy with the lack of aggression that I've seen on his side, trying to go after people or going after the quarterback. And it's, I mean, I agree with you. I expected more out of him. I think the reason that it's easier for people to go after Garrett, even though he put up 500 yards today, the goal of the game is to put up points. And that's been a problem. Let me see. He said, I feel like they are trying to be so gap sound that we aren't being aggressive. I could take that. CJ. I could definitely understand that. Notice when we run a stunt, we're pretty effective. But it's almost like we're playing the gaps. Needless to say, we're not looking like we should. And I'm going to leave that at that. The defense, like Parker said just a second ago, the defense has been the crown jewel of this team, that even before Dabo Swinney, you go into the 90s, you go into the 2000s, we had studs playing on the defense. And that always kept us in ball games, even in the Dabo Swinney era over the past 4 or 5 years as things started to taper off. Now that safety net that allowed the offense to become pedestrian, now that's not there anymore. And everybody's hitting the roof, when just a few years ago, I'm telling you, I was saying, hey, look, this is going to bite us in the butt if we don't fix the offense now. And it finally is. The defense is not doing its thing. And so, CJ, do you have anything else, my friend? If you can hear me. All right, CJ. I think we have a bad connection. I'm going to let you go. I've got Larry next up. CJ, thanks for hopping on here. I appreciate your question. Before I bring on Larry out in the Bay Area, I was about to say I feel international, but obviously that's not international. But I just want to remind everyone, I hope you'll keep this nice and family friendly. Next up, I have Larry, the one and only Tedo, and Trey Stevens, if I can get Trey Stevens in here as quick as I can. I see Tyler's been popping in and out here. Some people have connection problems, or they can't wait as long. I don't blame them. But before I go any farther, there's 162 of you in here venting about Clemson football. Hey, hit up your Clemson football family. Let them know, hey, if you want to vent and you don't want to have to wait till Monday morning to call in the local Clemson call-in show, there's someone now that, as long as you'll keep it family friendly, they'd love to hear from you. and you can air the grievances, as the wonderful Frank Costanza once said. Hope you'll subscribe. It is free. It is free, and I do appreciate the support. And last, before I get to Larry, who is up next, there's a link below this video to my newest channel, Another College Football Podcast, where if you'll go over there, you'll hear about other college football teams. All right, folks. Next up, Larry. Larry, thanks for joining me, my man.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going well. How's it? How's the West Coast treating you?
Weather's nice. There's football on. There's things to do, but not the best way to start my morning, if I'm being perfectly honest. I just, like, you look at this team and, like, people have kind of touched on it a few different ways. Like, it's just bad. Like, I think it might be one of, if not the worst, Power 4 teams in the nation right now. Like, I'm watching Purdue play Notre Dame while I was waiting. Like, you know, Purdue they're at least putting up a fight. They're able to impose their will a little bit on Notre Dame. I've got North Carolina and UCF on my other monitor. Like, it's bad. Like, the last guy was talking about the defense, and, like, you really, like, the defense doesn't exist outside of Will Heldt and Sammy Brown and Avion Terrell occasionally. Like, Ashton Hampton's getting targeted and not living up, and he's young. You know, there's some upside there, but, like, you know, Ricardo Jones at safety, I haven't been super impressed. Jaden Lucas, I don't have anything nice to say that I think would be suitable for this program, but and I'm willing to give Tom Allen some time, but I think we can kind of, and I'll talk about the offense too, but, like, we kind of bring it back to Dabo, because, like, you bring in Tom Allen, and, you know, Tom Allen has a pretty good track record. He was a good coach at Indiana. He was pretty good. He got handed a really good Penn State defense last year from Manny Diaz, and they played exceptionally well. You know, quarterfinal in the playoffs, if I recall correctly. But you get and I'm not willing to put all this on him, but you got to let him, like, bring in some of his guys. Like, I haven't been super like, the defensive line is just, like, TJ Parker I think he had a sack today, which was great. It's just not there, and it's really frustrating to see. And, like, you watch these teams, they have zone blocking. Like, it's very obvious that if you zone block, one of the Clemson linebackers is going to overcommit. He's going to go to for some reason, they really like to go to the A gap. Like, I feel like I always see Wade Wood as straight to the A gap, or he over pursues or something.
Yeah.
It's very easy yards. I mean, the offense is just, like, if you watch some of I don't know if you've seen, like, the film breakdowns from, like, EMAC or just anyone who does the film, like, it's such, like, there's nothing you can point to. It's something's going wrong on every single play, and there's nothing consistent except for something going wrong. And it's kind of like, what'd you do in the off season? What do you do at practice? Because, like, this is stuff it's like fundamental stuff. And then obviously, like, time management was especially bad when they were dinking and dunking down the field. And I think Cade's way up in his head. Like, I think we might maybe have seen the best of Cade that we ever will. So, I mean, it's just, and also, like, special teams. Clemson's the only team in the nation that doesn't have a special teams coordinator, and, like, that's on Dabo. And so it's tough, but I just think the only path forward is Dabo has to really clean house, and I don't know if he'll do that. And he's got the right to run his program however he wants, but, you know, I'd like to see him make some changes.
That's the very sensitive, vulnerable, teetering point that we're at here, Larry, is that, man, one mouth and 70 words to say what I want to say. The guy is the one in control. he was the guy who was driving the car when we won the party twice, went to the party twice and won it, came home with the trophy. But when he talks about those, the massive accomplishments, the vast majority of it is with a coaching staff that no longer exists, that's no longer there. And so you have to ask yourself, when is he going to come to his senses and go, instead of firing one coach per year, which that can't be good for culture, going, all right, which one of us is going next year? It's time to go in and make the right decisions now, because between not meeting legitimate expectations, I mean, who would have thought we'd be 1-3 right now? I mean, we've went off the deep end of not fulfilling, meeting expectations. It's bad, like bad. When do you stop walking up to a podium and telling everyone, which I don't even think the question was about his reaction to fans. When are you going to stop walking up there and telling everybody, I'll leave if you're tired of winning? Well, coach, I say this with the deepest respect. You're 1-3 right now. And out of your past 7 games, you've only won like 2 games. You're not winning anymore. And it's sad. Anyway, I'm with you. My biggest fear right now, Larry, they're not going to fire him. And I'm not even asking that. My biggest thing is I think he's going to double down. And I think he's going to say, you know what? It's my way, the highway. And I'm choosing my way. And then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I really only believe that was going to happen.
Yeah. And just a couple more things that, like, getting rid of a coach and bringing in somebody new, like when Mario Cristobal first took over Miami, that's what he was doing every year. And you saw them struggle. And now they finally have a little bit of consistency. He finally found his guys. And like, you just have to be able to evaluate coaching talent. And we can't do that. Only Dabo can do that. But like, the other thing is, like, I'm scared because, like, well, not scared. It's just football.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
I'm nervous that, like, Dabo that was his fastball last Tuesday. Y'all need to be grateful for this. Like, I don't know what he's got. It worked against Notre Dame. It worked when we had to play with like the bye week before Notre Dame in 2023. I don't know what he's got. Like, he might show contrition. He might just go up there and be sad. And like, I mean, like, I don't really care what he does at a podium. Like, that's great. Like, obviously you have to impress boosters. Maybe that works on them. I don't know. I would just like to see the product on the field improve, but I think we're probably not going to get that this year. But
oh no,
it's the way it goes. It's just, but yeah, it's it stinks. But we'll get to see Christopher Fazina sooner or later. Maybe he'll be better, but I'd really love to see them go after that Syracuse offensive coordinator in the offseason. I'm super impressed with Fran Brown's coaching staff. Those guys play hard. They're smart. They know how to attack Clemson's coaches, but it seems like everyone does. But yeah, I don't know. Garrett Riley's done at the end of the year, but I don't know. And like, I don't know if you want to bring him back for Zena, but anyway, yeah, I just, same stuff, different week, but.
I feel like what you just said there is like, it's just nothing good that you can take out of this. Like, if you're the most optimistic person in the world, there is nothing to take away from this. Oh, it was what you said right there about coaching. Every game it's like, yeah, they outcoached us. Well, that's a common theme. You're getting outcoached. You know what? I don't know about you, but now I'm a musician. Some people know this, some people don't. I'm a musician, but if I get to a certain section of a song and I keep messing up there, it's not a fluke.
Right.
I don't know that section of the song, and I probably, instead of blaming everybody who's playing it right, I should probably go into it somewhere and go work on that section of the song. And that's what I feel like right now. It's just like, man.
Yeah, Lou Riddick said it on the broadcast that they were getting out coached. But anyway, I've taken up enough time. But
no, man, I appreciate you. Dude, thanks for being on here. I hope you take care out there, and don't be a stranger, brother. It's good to see you on here.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right, take care. Everybody up, the one and only Tedo. I'm about to bring him on. If I got that right, the one and only Tedo, about to bring him on. Appreciate everybody being in here. Wanted to give everyone a chance to vent, because if you live in the upstate of South Carolina, the local Clemson station, which by the way, I have no problem with them. I'm not talking trash about them. You're gonna have to wait till Monday morning, and I just want to give you an outlet. Okay, it'd be a good time. Hey, honestly, it's therapy for me as well, because I'm in between just sitting down and watching nothing, maybe Andy Griffith reruns, and screaming. I'm in between there. So I have the one and only Tedo. Then I have Trey Stevens. Steve Presley would be after that, and Rich Weidman. Trey, I hope you're not. I hope you're not having to play at Halls tonight and you're waiting. So anyway, the one and only Tedo. By the way, before I bring anybody else on, I'm just going to keep reminding people. Let's try to keep this family friendly, and try to stay civil, even if you disagree with me. I'm going to throw the link in the bottom of the chat here. So if you want to be on here, you don't even want to show your face. You can just do voice only and cut your camera off. All right, folks. He's waited for a while. The one and only Tedo. What is up, man?
What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, is it bad, or I had to hook my mic up here before I got on here, so I just
that is fine.
Really. Okay, good to see you. Good to talk to you, Mr. Brian. Watch your videos for a long time, man. So it's pretty cool, man, and God bless you on everything you're doing, man. But this team, man, really, where do we start? And coming into the season with such high expectations, and not just from us Clemson fans, but from a lot of the higher up ESPNs and everybody, and it made sense. So there's something I don't understand exactly, but obviously, if somebody did, they'd probably be making the money that is making, knowing how to fix what's going on. But it's I was on TigerNet earlier, and somebody posted a big post about all the staff, and it goes back on to kind of what you've been ranting on for a while, Brian, that there's a lot of staffers on there that need to go. If he really wants to get it back to the early 2015, 16, he's going to just have to make some decisions that's going to upset himself. That's who Dabo is. He doesn't want to upset nobody. He don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And I feel like, and I'd love your take on this, like in his profession, I feel like maybe that's, I'm not going to tell him who he's got to be or not, but in this profession, I feel like, you got to be a little cold-hearted sometimes.
Cold-hearted, I can't say cold-hearted. I think some people would see it that way. And by the way, man, I can hear you, but I can hear your TV a little more than.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Game on.
Oh no, that's fine.
Well,
that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I just want to make sure that I can hear you and pay attention to you.
That.
No apologies. No apologies here. Yeah, it was just a little. I couldn't pay attention as much as I wanted to you, and I want to hear you. I think what I gather what you said was he's going to have to make some tough decisions, and we just don't know if he has it in his heart to have to make the tough decisions. And some people would say it's cold-hearted. Here's the deal.
Choice of words, but
no. I get what you're saying. For me, I don't see that as cold-hearted. For me, the only way that I would see it as cold-hearted is if he is patting them on the back all the time, and for the most part saying everything's okay, and then they start 1-3, but they've been doing a lot of what they've been doing for the past 3, 4, 5 years, according to who we're talking about on the staff, and then all of a sudden you fire them. That doesn't make sense to me. Up to this point, there's a lot of guys on this coaching staff who should have probably had a really good talking to multiple times over the past 4 or 5 years. So if you have talked to me over a long period of time. I'm not talking about, hey, talk to me, hey, we need you to turn this around in 6 weeks, they fire you. That's not right. That wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
But when you've been there for a long period of time, and a lot of these guys have been at Clemson 3, 4, 5 years on the coaching staff. If you've had those conversations, when it's 1-3, they know.
Yeah, exactly.
They know what's coming. And they've probably been extended understanding and grace, or however you want to say that Nick Saban would have never given them. Kirby Smart would have never given them. Urban Meyer would have never given them. And you could go back to a lot of the brilliant coaches of our time, would have never given them. So the only way I would see it as being heartless is if he hasn't addressed them over this time, other than, hey, maybe we should do a little something different, and then all of a sudden fires them. To me, I see that as heartless. But if you've been having conversations leading up to this point going, hey, why are wide receivers dropping the ball more in their second year in the program than they are in the first?
And I don't want to take away from Dabo as a man. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Great man. And so I guess my follow-up question to that would be, do you feel like he stumbled into the 13, 14, 15, 16, all the way up to where he got his 2 natties? Like, did it all just line up perfectly for him? Or do you feel like he made the right decisions at a younger age to where it just happened to work out for him and the university?
That's a heck of a question. And for everyone who's in here, there's 172 of you in here. I hope you've subscribed, and I'm about to answer your question. I hope you've subscribed. It's free, so if you like what I'm doing, I hope you'll subscribe. I do appreciate it. Got a bunch of people in here, and I'm about to answer his question. Trey Stevens is up, and then Steve Presley, PGA. Be there to you in just a second. This is a question that I've been hoping that I could address, and I'm glad you asked me this question, my man. I am so happy. First off, I think that when he was hired to be the interim head coach, moved him from a wide receiver coach, I don't think he'd ever called a play in his life. He wasn't a coordinator. I think he realized in that moment, I have an opportunity most don't have, right? Just to plainly put it, I need to put people around me who knows what they're doing. And when Billy Napier didn't work out as OC, he fired him. First day that Rob Spence was our OC. The first decision he made, other than, hey, where do I want to put my pen holder on my desk? He fired Rob Spence. A few years later, he had to fire Kevin Steele, hired Brent Venables. Chad moved on. You hired Elliott and Scott together. And he brought on some other people. Robbie Caldwell, offensive line, if my memory serves me correct, as well as others. I think that what happened was he made some pretty solid hires and realized I am expected to make this team work. Then he started winning. Then he got 2 national championships. Most of that coaching staff left. And then he went into a culture mindset. I must protect what we've built, this culture, people who knows the way I like to run things. And then he said this week in his rant on Monday or Tuesday, he said, I've got a lot of coach left in me. I'm just now learning how to be a good coach now. That makes me worried, because he was making better decisions when he had been a coach for 2 years, 3 years than what he is right now. And I think maybe he needs to have a come to Jesus on that. He needs to realize, hey, it's not about me. I need to go get the best position coaches I can possibly get and get the best coordinators I can possibly get. And Tom Allen, I'm not going to dog Tom Allen right now. I'm not happy with his defense at all. But the guy has been proven to be a really good defensive coordinator, so he gets a pass right now. There's a lot of people there. They've had more than ample time. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I agree with you on most terms when it comes to our Tigers. So Hey, Brian, I really appreciate you taking my time. I don't want to hold up anybody else.
I appreciate it,
but
brother.
it's Tito, like in Michael Jackson's
Tito. Oh, okay.
So, and also, before I want to leave you on one thing before I leave, and this might either upset people or wish I really was. My name is Tyler, and I'm from Moore in Spartanburg. So I'm not that guy. So either it's gonna upset people, or I wish you really was. You know. So God bless you, brother.
I'm glad you're here, man. You take care.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
see you.
Have a good one.
See you, pal. Trey Stevens is up next. Just want to remind everyone, please keep it family friendly. Got 173 of you in here venting on Clemson football. What has happened? What is going on? Did we throw the baby out with the water? Heck, do we even have the baby anymore? That's a heck of a question. Get in here, comment section, drop this in here. If you want to join the call, keep it family friendly. Hey, select this, click this link here in the comment section. If you don't want to be on video, that's totally fine. Trey Stevens, you're up, my man. Trey Stevens, how's it going, pal? Uh-oh, it's breaking up. Yeah, it's breaking up.
All right. I'm gonna have to probably. I'm not at home, so I'll probably have to get off here.
All right, dude. All right. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Come back. Yeah, come back, and I'm gonna catch Steve Presley next. Okay. See you, buddy. All right, Steve Presley, you are up next, my man. How goes it? The hard take. There he is.
What's up, man?
Dude, are you still in Ireland?
Yeah, I am.
Is that where you live?
Well, I own a film production company in Ireland. So
really?
Yeah, so I worked that whole film incentive thing, like that Donald Trump was all mad about.
Oh, okay.
I like him though anyway. I like them all anyway. So they're all good. Nah, but that last caller, he had a real good question, didn't he? That was a real good question.
Yeah.
About stumbling uphill and making tough decisions that, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I think he genuinely thought that he did that again when he hired Garrett Riley.
Yeah.
I think that it really was the secret magic behind that was really Garrett Riley kind of understudying Sonny Dykes a little bit. I think that Garrett Riley has potential, but a lot of it, if you watch, is just Cade totally like missing wide open people right in front of him. And then when he does throw the ball, it's like he went to summer camp and spent it with DJ, learning all DJ's little secrets about overthrowing people by 10 yards and all. I don't know. It's just Dabo kind of, hit me with that, earlier this week. It kind of lost me. He did it before, but I live in a world where, like, if you do not do your job, someone will, even if, you're making, I don't know, sorry about that. Even if you're making like, 20-30 million dollars for a film or something like that, you're not doing your job, they'll walk on there and they'll fire you immediately. In an NFL team, try one of their coaches, losing for 5 years, but, 7-8 years ago, I was up there at the top. It doesn't, I guess what I'm trying to say is this week and then seeing the product on the field actually hit home with me really hard because it made me actually realize that this is the moment in time where the Clemson fans actually realize that they're not a part of the Clemson family. And that we are really just spectators that feed the machine and we don't matter. And I think that that's how I everybody can say he's a good guy and all this. I think he's a narcissist. I think that he can be a kind guy. I think he's got a good heart. But I think that he has an ego problem and he's a narcissist. And I think he knows what he's got to do to fix it, but he cannot be criticized or can't handle criticism. And I personally don't think it, like, if he was, knowing my luck, if he did leave and go somewhere like Alabama, all of a sudden he's Mr. Portal Boy or he's Mr. NIL. He's doing everything, bringing all these people in there, but not at Clemson. At Clemson, I don't think he would do that. No, I don't want to. What do you feel about that? I mean, just how did it make you feel?
You know, I just got finished with a video a couple of days ago where I talked about his rant, and just to get straight to the point, you can't keep doing that. You can't keep telling the fans that, I mean, when you hear the words and you read the words, and I'm not calling for Dabo to be fired, anyone. I've made that perfectly clear. I'm saying that Steve's not doing that as well, but I am going to tell you this, and I mean this, folks. If I got on here and said, hey, listen, if y'all enjoy the entertainment on here, it's all because of me. All right. Y'all would never want to watch me. You would go, hey, this is your little YouTube channel that you have. We do tune in, but there's just something about it that just doesn't sit right with us anymore. We don't want to watch. That's how I feel now. Every time I'm sitting there going, he's forgetting that there are people who has to save up to come to one ball game of his. One ball game of his. There are people who are, they're clearing calendars to watch, all the way up to the donors who drop tens of millions of dollars. And this is not sitting well with everyone. And
they could have spent that money on me. I would have been happy.
Yeah. You have expectations. I have expectations. And you know what? We have to live with it. And expectations are a compliment. And I feel like when he says what he says, he has hurt himself. I will say this. I wish that there was someone, and maybe there has, and I don't know. There's a lot goes on behind closed doors that neither you or I know, but I would tell you this. There has to be someone who has at least once gotten his ear and went, you walking up to the podium and you doing that? It's not working, man. And you were tarnishing your legacy just with that alone.
We do know that last year, Nick Eason did say something said something about the offense. They need to step up. But, when I'm sitting there and I'm seeing this, there's a lot of problems on the field. And when you say you don't know where to start, it's like, once again, I'm sitting there looking at people say, where's the passion? Where's the fire in the players? They've literally, they're playing. It's like they're playing the wrong guys. It's like, have you ever seen Tristan Smith drop a pass yet?
No, and he's so fired up to want to go out there and play, and they're putting him back on the sidelines. And the guy can play.
Why was the jump ball at the end of the first half not thrown to the 6'6" wide receiver?
Your guess is as good as mine with any of this right now.
He's not on the field. And if Woodaz is missing gaps and whatever, and I'm seeing Alexander go out there nailing people, flying up in the gaps, he's faster. He's guarding people. The groupings just seem off. Lawson seems like he wants to play more than T.J. Parker. He's making plays.
Yes.
It's strange. It's strange. It's the damnedest thing.
It's just like last year when we were playing South Carolina and we pull Sammy Brown and he's one of the only guys who can make a tackle.
Oh yeah, the whole fourth quarter too, right?
Where'd he go?
He had like 13 tackles in the first half or something, and all of a sudden we didn't see him anymore.
He was the second leading tackler on the team for last year, and that's the question though. When you and that's what I said to Henderson brothers just a second ago. You heard me talk about it, Steve. Probably probably heard me say this. A ton of you are in the comment section. Hey, if you want to join, the link's in the chat. Let's just keep it family friendly. That when you start to troubleshoot and you go through all the logical approaches and you can't figure out what it is, normally the problem's really bad, like bad. And that's what I see with this team.
Do you think it is a, like, I don't know. I think I said this to you the other day. I think I said it. It was like when I first saw them getting off the bus in the first game, they had the deer in the headlight look. And it didn't look like a team that really wanted to play. And there's some weird kind of like, well, you know something's wrong with them when they're celebrating and dancing in the locker room after beating Troy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But these guys, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It's all bling. It's all bling and paychecks, and that's okay and good. But what's in it for us? And what's in it for us?
I tell you this, we already know that if we try to protect what was there and raise questions about, hey guys, why is this going on? This is not the way that you built this at all. Us fans are catching it.
Yeah, what goals do we have left? What goals left do we have this season? Yeah. When the state, I don't know if they're going to stop sellers at all. Win your last game. That's the only two things that they can do left.
Yeah. Oh, Florida! I'm going to tell you right now, they're not beating Florida State. That will be a miracle. Florida State shows us what I'm going to tell you this. You can say what you will about Norvell, everyone. You can say what you will about Mike Norvell, but I'm going to tell you this. After last year happened, he cleaned house, went out and brought in some really good coaches, and he used the portal every year.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk about the portal.
Well, he's not married to these people. He's not married to these people. Dabo marries every quarterback, every player till your graduation do we part. You will always be my starter, my best friend, my lover. I hope not lover. Jeez, that went too far.
I hope not either. Please don't.
Well, they better be paying them a lot of money.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. I know, man.
It just seems like you can't, like, it's not a criticizing thing, but like when you had DJ, it was obvious the kid can't play high level football. I mean, he can play high level football, but not high level football, like top 5 program football, top 10 program football. That's not him. Cade has the arm, I wouldn't say the long distance arm talent, but he's got arm talent. Yeah. The problem is with Cade is when they try to turn Cade, they knew Cade didn't have Trevor's arm, but they tried to make Cade believe that he was Deshaun Watson. So he's pulling balls, trying to run them when he should just hand them off. He's all screwed up on his decision making because they put too much on a guy that is not at that level. He's not at that level. He needs to be dropping back, making a couple of passes, just a few reads, making the plays. Once you add RPOs and all this stuff all over the place where he's got 4 or 5 different decisions, he's telegraphing everything. You can see where he's looking when he throws the ball. Like there was one play today when Randall went out. It was right there in front of him. He gets a little pressure. He just has to, Randall looks like a freaking ogre standing behind the little guy that was trying to get him, and he's just standing there by himself. And Kay looks right at him and then turns and runs the other way and then airmails the ball 45 yards out of bounds. It's like, and that was like third down and like 10. It was like, are you kidding me? But I don't know. I'll leave you to it. I just didn't. It's just like, what the hell's going on, dude?
Again, whenever you troubleshoot something, you try to troubleshoot something, you go through all the logical reasons. Normally, it's something really bad. It's and that's what I see here. It's just
It is coaching and scheming though. Like they're not lying on TV. We say we pretend like the people that they, and he does too. A lot of these people pretend like the guys that talk on television weren't actually NFL football players or weren't actually pros or don't know what they're talking about, unless you're like Reese Davis, which he probably doesn't really know a whole lot, but he knows quite a bit after spending time. But it's not the same when it's like guys that played high level football. When they're saying you're being outcoached, RG3 a few years ago saying our route trees were archaic and boring and everyone knows what's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys have a right to say that because they know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what it is. You're being outcoached.
Yeah, the outcoach part is now something, and I mean, Louis Riddick said it today. Louis Riddick said it. He was like, "Yeah, Fran Brown outcoached him," and that is the commonality here. Clemson got outcoached by Georgia Tech. Clemson was getting outcoached by Troy. Clemson got outcoached by LSU. Clemson got outcoached by Steve Sarkisian. Clemson got outcoached by SMU after being up and then blew it and then hit that field goal. And everybody got excited about that. And yeah, that was an incredible field goal. Yes, that was wonderful. Never should have been put in that moment to have to hit a game-winning field goal. Clemson got outcoached by now Appalachian State head coach Dowell Loggins, who's the head coach at, well, now Appalachian State. When he was at South Carolina, I mean, I'm talking so much I'm losing oxygen. Jeff Brom outcoached Clemson. Kirby Smart laughs when he has to play Clemson. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And it's just,
Now, if you reverse those roles, I want you to answer this even for yourself. If you reverse these roles around and Dabo and Clemson and we're doing this, and it was on the other side and it was Kirby Smart, or if it was any coach of relevance, Ryan Day, or anyone like that, do you think that their fan base or their boosters or anybody would, I really would like not be irate right now with the amount of money spent or whatever? Because Ohio State probably would fire Ryan Day. They probably would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like Kirby Smart's not sitting there smarting off at the fans really that much. He can sometimes, but he'll jump onto his players or whatnot. But he's obviously knows that the machine is bigger than him. He doesn't think that he is Georgia football. Clemson has this thing where Dabo feels that like he is Clemson. Like he's like Zoolander. Like he is the
Zoolander.
suave.
It makes me laugh.
He's the suave of Clemson or everything like that. I saw someone say earlier, I want to get everyone to know this. Dabo is the greatest field general leader or whatever. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. And they said, at Clemson. I said, that's okay, but you're still wrong. Until they're passing out the Dabo Swinney trophy at the end of the year, he's not the greatest coach, field general to ever walk a college football field, because there was a guy named Joe Heisman that coached at Clemson. So I mean, Dabo is the best results coach to ever coach at Clemson while he's been at Clemson, but he's still not going to walk on water tomorrow.
Right.
And there's more to Clemson. I was at Clemson games as a kid. I was at Clemson all the time. Hell, my family even knows the family of the kid that broke the damn fucking, that chiseled the rock and broke the rock.
Yeah.
I was in a wedding with that kid's dad. And
Oh my God.
you know how bad I wanted to get that kid, you know.
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
but you know, it goes back before Dabo was even playing at Alabama. So like for them to turn on people, and I'm like, let's put it this way, me and you are still relatively young Clemson fans, and we're not spring chickens.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, 100% right.
Because there's a whole bunch of people, like generations and generations and generations of people. And to be honest with them, like my dad, a lot of them are tuning out. A lot of them are tuning out. But I'm going to leave you on that. I hope you have a wonderful night. I know that a lot of people want to talk and whatnot. I actually wasn't going to bug you, but I was like, heck.
No, I'm glad you hopped on here, dude. I really do appreciate you hopping on here. Appreciate you giving your thoughts, and don't be a stranger.
All right, you take care, man. I'll be
All right, you
listening.
be good. All right, appreciate it. That was Steve there from the Hard Takes. Good to see y'all. Hey, let me see in here. Volunteer Roadshow. Bobby Catfish, I have not seen you in years. Now, I don't know if you're available right now, but and anyone can hop on. Listen to me. I just put in the link into the chat if you want to join me. I hope you'll hop in here. I hope you'll hop in here and let's keep it family friendly. But Volunteer Roadshow, I'd love to, Bobby, I'd love to see, even if you don't turn the camera on, I'd love to just hear from you for just a moment. Anyone else wants to join me? Matt Moscona from an LSU podcast said that Clemson media fear asking Dabo questions. My man, thank you so much for supporting the channel. $5. It's very kind of you. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. That helps out. And independent, I'm independent. So if y'all like supporting an independent creator, I hope you'll subscribe. And if you want to join, you can join below, or you can give like this guy. Thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of people are made to feel bad if they ask a question that could potentially insinuate that Coach Swinney has lost his grip on college football. Now, I'm going to make the statement. I've said this before. I don't want him fired at all, folks. I don't want him fired. But there are a lot of questions if he has actually lost. He's 1-3 right now. What can I say? And I just gave you a bunch of statistics that over the past, 7 games, he's won 2. 2 out of the past 6 or 7 games he's lost. So let's go backwards. So he lost today, lost last week, won that game, lost to LSU, lost to Texas, beat SMU, lost to South Carolina. He's 2-5 in his last 7 games. And I don't want the guy fired, but he's going to have to accept reality that this coaching staff that he currently has, very few of them had little to anything to do with those 6 consecutive playoffs and the 2 national championships. That's out the window. And that last year he got lucky because of Fran Brown, who beat him today, beat Miami. By the way, between Fran Brown, Jeff Brom, and Brent Key, they'll hand you your tail, especially if you're a good team. They'll come after you. Let me see if I got anyone in here. Anyone wants to hop on in, let me know. Get in here. Keep it up, Brian. Would love for some help, tips on starting a podcast. Did you email me? The one and only Tedo, did you email me? If you did and I overlooked it, I'm so sorry. I do get emails from people, and I am the world's worst of not responding. And I don't mean anything bad, but I swear. Thank you for supporting the channel. That's a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. Again, I'm an independent. I do appreciate it. Email me, one more time, if you hadn't emailed me, and maybe I can help out. Maybe I can help out a little bit. Today, it's a lot different starting a YouTube channel now than what it was even 10 years ago. It's really, really tough. So let me see. Someone wants my email address. You want my email address? I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to put, anybody want my email address? There it is. It's in the chat. There we go. I'm going to send an email to me. Anybody wants to jump on real quick? I may bring the one and only Tedo back on here in just a second. By the way, if anyone wants to hop on, let me copy this link. There's the link to hop in. And I'm just going to tell you straight up, a lot of really, really good questions are in here. Someone said, Jeff Against the Machine said, no wonder the emails ain't going through. Bobby Durkins is running it. Which raises the question, who's the real act here? Yeah. I'm going to go through some comments here. Sorry, Brian, about your Gators going 1-3, but misery loves company, and my Gators need all the company they can get. That's funny. That is truly, truly, truly funny. Let me see. Eric Steele said, I just watched Brent's Oklahoma beat Auburn. By the way, on my new channel, Another College Football Podcast, I actually predicted that. I said that I saw Oklahoma having more going for them. They did it. Let me see. Daniel Robertson's in here. L. Kings, James Lannister. Got Volunteer Roadshow was in here just a second. James Wade was in here. Or is in here. Audrey Smith is in here. Got a ton of people in here. It's crazy. JT Brown, Noah, James Scott. Who was that? There's a bunch of people in here right now. And I really, really appreciate it. Let me see. Mr. You Mad Bro, one of my longest subscribers. If that makes him like he's tall or something. No, one of the very first subscribers to my original channel, Mr. You Mad Bro. So let me see. Man, the bet to pick Clemson to win the Natty is going to be insane. Yeah. John Answer says this. Brandon Streeter and Wes are slapping their knees and drinking beers right now. Yeah. I have nothing to add to the conversation, but I sure do appreciate the kind and calm dissection of an awful game of season. I'm mad and sad in equal parts, but a tiger to the bone. Thanks. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Well, folks, you know what? I think it's time for me to call it. It's almost not time for me. You're like, what? I got to get up early in the morning. Yeah, I got to be up early in the morning. But anyway, folks, it may not be the season that, okay, it's not even remotely close to the season that we want. And this lets us know that things are in bad shape behind closed doors. What's behind closed doors will show up on the field. So, just want to let you know that. What's going on behind the closed doors will show up now. And whatever's going behind closed doors is not good. JT Brown, $2 donation. Thank you. Are we as bad as Carolina now? I think we're worse right now. I think we're worse. And by the way, South Carolina is struggling. They're struggling. They lost most of their defense last year, and they thought that, I guess they thought they were Ohio State or something. They were going to reload. And even if they beat Clemson, that still doesn't change what's happened over there. So, folks, y'all